Welcome to this week's edition of Morning Line, the USTA's weekly news magazine. I'm Paul Ramlow.
And I'm Allison Conte.
Foiled again became the first three-time champion of the Battle of Lake Erie when he crossed the wire a winner this past Friday at Northfield Park. The 11-year-old pacer, already the richest standardbred of all time, became the first horse to earn in excess of $7 million with his triumph. Foiled again, and driver Matt Kakaley took advantage of their chance when Luck Be With You, who had led throughout, went off stride entering the final turn. Foiled again inherited the lead and fought off his competition in the stretch to win by a neck over stablemate Clear Vision, stopping the timer at 150-3. The win pushes Foiled Again's earnings to $7,012,531.
Speaking of the $7 million man, Breyer Model Horses announced this week that they are coming out with a Foiled Again portrait model. Trainer Ron Berg is no stranger to big wins and incredible horses, but there's still just something else about Foiled Again.
Special horse that, like, he's doing things that no horse has ever done, and, you know, for him to come back after, you know, people were started the retirement bandwagon again, and, you know, I've always believed in him, and, like, you know, I know we're doing the right thing by him, so of course he's very special, and it's so neat, you know, the other owners are so excited about the Breyer horse thing, and, you know, it's just such a great thing for the industry. What do you do? It's not just sit in a stall all day, you know, I mean, he still likes when he goes out to jog and stuff. He's not miserable.
I don't know about you guys, but I had a very large stable of Breyer horses back in the day. Looks like I'm going to have to dust off the old barn and get a stall ready for my favorite ageless wonder. You can get your very own Foiled Again at any Breyer retailer or at breyerhorses.com.
5 sets of eliminations for this weekend's Mohawk Stakes finals were also part of last week's Grand Circuit action. Leading the way were the finest 3-year-old pacing colts on the continent, facing off in 3 Pepsi North America Cup eliminations. Wiggle It, Jiggle It, In the Arsenal, and Wakizashi Hanover all turned in victories heading into this weekend's $1 million final. The first Cup elimination saw the undefeated Wiggle It, Jiggle It, as expected, prevail with yet another dominant performance. Sent postward the overwhelming public choice in the field of 8, the son of Mr. Wiggles kept his unblemished record intact, now a perfect 11-4-11. Driven by Montrell Teague, Wiggle It, Jiggle It turned back a brief challenge from RK Hanover at the 3/4 and won 23-3 before coasting home by 6 lengths in 149-2. Following the impressive first elim win by Wiggle It, Jiggle It, it was heavily favored in the Arsenal's turn to show his firepower. And he did, but just barely. The son of American Ideal had powered up to challenge the leader off the far turn, struck the front in early stretch, then had enough left to hold off a raft of pursuers in 149-4. Wakizashi Hanover and driver Tim Tetrick pulled off an upset in the third and final Pepsi North America Cup elimination, roaring from well back and rolling to a 1 3/4 length win over the 1-5 choice Artspeak. The son of Dragon again got the job done in a career best 149-2.
Defending divisional champion Artspeak has not had the best of luck since heading north of the border. He came up short in his elimination, finishing second to Wakizashi Hanover. Trainer Tony Alagna tweeted that he thought the ship had made Artspeak a bit dull, but then on Tuesday he was hampered again with the far outside post 10 for the $1 million final.
Post 10 sucks. What am I going to say? That's why it's part of it. That's why it's important to win eliminations. And we were, you know, unfortunate to draw the 10 hole, so we'll just have to try to make the best of it. So, horse is in great shape. I'm actually leaving Toronto right now, or driving to the airport in Toronto. Just got done training this morning. I flew up last night to train him and train super, and just try to make the best of it.
And what about the horse that beat Artspeak? Well, as trainer Joann King tweeted, the cat's out of the bag on Wakizashi Hanover. The Delaware sensation has flown relatively under the radar this year, sticking to PA Sire Stakes events, but he has officially arrived on the scene with the 149-2 last quarter and 25-3 score over Artspeak in his elimination.
He wants to race. He'll chase a horse down. Front end's not his thing. Not right now. It's not. Maybe someday. But he likes to pass horses, and right now he's so good. He stands in the stall throwing his head, and he's just so good right now. It's just so much fun right now to be with him. It's kind of an emotional thing. I'm 69. I've done this all of my life. We are cleaning horse people. We've never had a horse like this walk in our barn. Not like this. Not to go to Canada. And it's always been a dream. You know, you get involved with young horses because it's a dream. So I'm actually able to live the dream that my father worked for.
This week's edition of Paul's Paddock Picks takes a look at Saturday's North America Cup Final. After giving you foiled again at a $13 win mutual in last week's Battle of Lake Erie, I wish I had another double-digit horse to tout this week, but I'm going to go with the chalk. Wiggle It, Jiggle It starts from post 3 and will most likely cut the mile, but without the breather he got to the half-mile marker in his elimination. It's a tall task to win the North America Cup on the engine, but I think Wiggle It, Jiggle It is up to the task. In the arsenal has been very sharp this year, and if my top pick falters, I think the Kelvin Harrison trainee would be the one to come from off the pace, much like he did in capturing his elimination last week in 149-4. Last year's Dan Patch Award winner Artspeak has the unenviable task of trying to win from post position 10, but I still think driver Scott Zeron will get him forwardly placed, and he should be in the thick of things turning for home. Don't count him out for the show money, or perhaps even a notch or two higher. So once again in the North America Cup, I am going with Wiggle It, Jiggle It to win, in the arsenal to place, and Artspeak to show.
It's a yearly ritual as sure as death and taxes. Before his battle win, Foiled Again had lots of folks doing the annual call for retirement. We asked what you thought of the Warriors' chance at a bounce back, and his supporters came out in full force. He's got this. Don't count the old boy out. And then this guy. Love Foiled Again. If he wins tonight, we'll tweet a picture of FA's name on my forehead. And then he did. Gotta love a guy with follow-through. Now on to this week's question. After the post position draw for the North America Cup, trainer Clyde Francis expressed supreme confidence in his pupil Wiggle It, Jiggle It.
I don't like to brag. I don't think they can beat him. Seriously, I don't think they can beat him.
So now we want to know, can In the Arsenal, Artspeak, Wakizashi Hanover, or any of the others upset the formidable speedster? Who do you think has the best shot to play Giant Slayer in Saturday's $1 million North America Cup Final? Give us your thoughts on Facebook and Twitter at US Trotting, and don't forget to hashtag NA Cup. This week's tweet of the week comes from Harness Racing's biggest cheerleader, Heather Vitale, who also happens to be the daughter of Wakizashi Hanover's trainer, Joann King. Cuddled up with Wakizashi Hanover's hashtag NA Cup Elim blanket for the ride home. See you next week, Canada. Congrats again, and good luck to Wakizashi and the other Lim winners' connections. We here at US Trotting can't wait to see you all this weekend at Mohawk.
That'll do it for this week's edition of Morning Line.
Thanks for joining us, and tune in next week where we'll be broadcasting from Mohawk Racetrack for all the big stakes action.
And then back here in the studio, I'll be taking a look at the Sun Stakes eliminations at the Downs at Mohegan Sun Pocono. See you next week on the Morning Line.